Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry for missing. What day is it today? What day is it? Tuesday. Sorry for missing. Sorry for missing Thursday stream. Yeah, Photoshop and streaming is a struggle, but we'll work it out. So we're going to carry on carving this because this hasn't got any attention in a long time and it still needs to get done. Excuse me. Few updates on Patreon stuff. So today I went into the Ashmolean Museum and got to spend a good hour with the first print, the Wisteria print. Got a load of video and photos. Got a load of information on the publisher, sort of dating of the print, and if I need to sort of fact check and stuff. But if that data is in fact correct, then the file that they're going to send me, they're producing some more up-to-date photography for me. Good evening, good morning, everyone. Yeah, they're producing some more photography for me so that I can use that key block. The print itself is not printed great. The key block's good. The reason that I want to use this print is because it turns out, as I said, I need to double check and fact check all of this, that it is dated from 1856. That's at least what the publisher's seal says. So that would put it at a very, very early copy, which is exactly what I'd like. I'd like to make my key block tracing from the earliest copy possible to get as close to the original as possible. This could just have been a ploy from people doing a reproduction sometime down the line. I'm hopefully going to speak with Dave at some point about that and see if I can get a bit more information from him, as it's a very well-known print. I'm sure he will be able to provide some information. In regards to the announcement I made on Patreon and the change to the Asakusa print, the winter print, upon doing more research, I should have done this research beforehand, but upon doing more research that I'm conducting for the first video, yes, 2 years before he died, which puts it right in line with when the series was published. The series was published 2 years before he died, and his son-in-law finished the last few designs from his sketches. So if that is in fact correct, then that does put it right in line with the earliest copies. What was I saying? Yes, so the Asakusa print. So upon conducting more research on this series, it came to my attention that the series followed the well-known Japanese rule of the majority of series following the seasons. So the first block of prints depict spring, second summer, third fall and winter, so on and so on. So if I'm going to in fact do more of these prints down the line, I feel like it is appropriate that I follow a similar path. So that second design, the one of the cherry blossoms at Suijin Shrine, is the second spring print. And that is another one the Ashmolean have a very early copy of, and it is currently in exhibition at the museum in an exhibition about Tokyo itself, but it comes out of exhibition in January, which is right in time with when production on that print will start. But we don't need to speak about that too much now, as we are working on the first Wisteria one. And I'm really enjoying diving into the history of this and through the publisher and sort of the background of this series and what it was to Hiroshige himself and sort of what it meant culturally. And I'm really excited. I've already started some preparatory work on the video, and once I get the tracing file, once I get the file to start tracing, then I can start really piecing the video together. A few caveats I do have to make. The video and images I took of the print at the Ashmolean are not for distribution. So these videos, they're going to be Patreon only, as they were always going to be Patreon only, but they will be most likely uploaded to YouTube, and you guys will be then given a, they'll be unlisted and made viewable for a select few, or what is probably the easiest option will be to upload them to Vimeo and provide you guys with a password key that then allows you to view the videos. So that's how that will be done, because I can't distribute the images, I can't show them on social media, etc, etc, at request of the museum staff. So that's how we'll get around that. We'll make these educational videos, and technically not for profit, and I will give you all well, the Patreons, if you subscribe to that tier, will receive a password key that will allow you to view the video. But as we have a few people in here now, and I promised a Q&A the other day, and that didn't happen, let's go for it now. So anything's on the table, whatever you guys would like to ask, be it about me, about my work, etc, etc, about the Patreon series, ask away, and I will do my best to field any questions, as what I'm carving right now is not the most exciting of things in terms of big flowy dramatic lines and stuff. It's just nice smooth lines of this robot. Hopefully you guys all love the video I made. The video I'm going to make is driving to the Ashmolean today. I driving to Oxford. I got a flat tyre on the way, and due to COVID restrictions and stuff, there's very specific time slots, and the curator of the museum was very kind in holding back the print from going into exhibition so that I could come and view it for 1 hour, and that was my only time I had with the print, so I ended up having to abandon my car on the side of the road and get my mother to come pick me up, take my mother back home, and then use her car to drive to the museum. So hopefully it's all worth it and I can provide you with some good information. So hopefully the next few weeks of streams will be rather more exciting. I'm going to hold back a little bit on sort of historical facts and stuff in regards to the printing series, as I want to save as much as I can for the videos and stuff. Status on the studio build. The studio build is as it was last time. Roof is next job. We are just waiting for the guy to come and do the roof. We've got to book that in and stuff and get that all sorted. Once that's done, progress will move along fairly quickly, I think. That's just one of the slightly larger expenses of the whole project, is getting a good roof on there and getting a good person in to do the job. That and the electrics and things, but we can do the majority of that ourselves. Does anyone know if there's a way I can post images into the chat on YouTube? If so, I can show a couple of progress pictures. There will be no skylights in my side. I'm not 100% sure about my father's side on his workshop. Possibly, we did speak about maybe doing that. I have two massive what's called twist and open windows. They're like two-way. They can either open like that inwards or open like a conventional window. The majority of the space in there is going to be taken up by storage, etc., for blocks and things. And I'm also thinking about installing some sort of rigging system in the roof, on the ceiling, to be able to attach like camera and to attach the camera up there on an arm, and potentially an additional one for the printing side, and then also have a better microphone down on like a boom arm, so that I can shift and clip it on different sections of the roof, be able to move around the studio and stuff during streams, because each area will be sort of designated. So they've got the wet area and the dry area, etc. So it'd be cool to be able to sort of move around that space. Collaboration with Laura, yes, it is still going ahead. I am just behind on everything else, and I'm wading my way through all of that. Laura has finished the key block and is patiently waiting for me. I need to call her and sort out going over there and picking the key block up and stuff, and sort of going through what she would like in terms of key blocks and colours, etc. But yes, it's still happening. I just need to work a bit faster and a bit harder and work my way through everything else to get there. Post a link. I'll just upload a photo to my Instagram story. I'll upload 2 photos to Instagram. So I've just uploaded 2 photos to my Instagram story showing the current progress on the studio. So the left hand side is mine, the one with the large singular rectangle window. That's my side. So for anyone that would like to see progress on the studio, just head over to my Instagram, which I assume most of you are following, but if not, it's Francis Hanger on Instagram, and there's 2 images up on my story there. Yes, definitely. When there is more progress, I probably should just post those photos as an update. They do indeed, John. I'm awful at actually posting anything progress-wise to Instagram. Or anything in general. And speaking about the Patreon print again, I one concern I did have was the size of the design, and if it would be too complex for me to carve. But I actually have found some examples of the same print in pretty much the same size as what I'm planning to make. So that's quite heartening for me. That I know at least it can be done. It's just whether I myself can do it. Hi Ben, how are you? I don't know who of you were watching Dave's stream the other day when the question came up about when the question came up about using a ruler for architectural lines? That was sort of really fresh in my mind, because there's the bridge and stuff like that. So that's one of the first things that I looked at in the print. And it is in fact true. Well, of course it's true, but there's an example, a really good example of it in the sort of the legs of the bridge, in that one side is dead straight, which indicates the use of a ruler, and the other side has a bit of a sort of wave and shape to it and stuff, which would indicate that the front side of the line was done with a straight edge of some sort, and the back side was done freehand to sort of give the line a little bit of life. For any of you who don't know what I'm talking about and haven't seen Dave's stream the other day, certain types of lines in Japanese woodblock prints are carved using a ruler, generally an architectural line, something where it needs to, where there doesn't necessarily need to be as much quote unquote life in the line. Oh, that's good. Hopefully I'm not sending you to sleep then, Ben, while you're at work. But yeah, so architectural lines like buildings, shrines, etc., bridges. Generally, those lines that need to be really straight were done with a straight edge, at least on one side. If you're doing like a nice sort of temple pillar, and your lines are wavy and wobbly and all over the place, then it's going to look really odd. And apparently also borders and stuff are done like that. I've never done my borders like that. I do all my borders freehand. I feel like that's one of the things probably few things that I'm pretty good at. I feel like I can draw a fairly good straight line with the blade. Hopefully I can get this, so after printing and stuff, I'll get all these boring bits out the way, and then we can tackle the. I'll try and get as much clearing and stuff done, and then probably Thursday and next Tuesday we'll work on the calligraphy. A box cutter knife? No, I use a chisel, same as you see Dave using. I cheat very badly to the point in which I'm once I've finished the second test print, just to make my life slightly easier. Terrible, I know. But I use exactly the same as you'd see Dave using a Kento Nomi. It's a short-handled chisel. Just a normal. It looks exactly like a normal carpenter's chisel, but thinner. Yeah, I am. Where possible, I will always use. I will always go by hand. Saying that, I've never had to do anything like a super straight like shoji screen or something really like architectural that does require that. You can sort of get away with it a bit on a fatter line like these borders, because there is scope to trim it back. But I think if it was something super thin, you might need to use a straight edge. But I agree, my personal preference is always to go by hand. You've sort of put your touch on it then, haven't you? Even these lines that are like, there's not like shape and waves and sort of the ebbs and flows and stuff that you would see in like clothing folds or water or something like that. They're still gonna hopefully have sort of taste and shape to them, but just by virtue of me carving the way that I do. With the idea that it's sort of taste and shape rather than just sort of hacked away at, but I guess that's for other people to judge. Yeah, I agree. I agree, John. Yeah, they do. There's some quite interesting examples. I can't remember the designer's name. Is it Koson O'Hara? Something. It's all very like contemporary looking buildings and stuff in Japanese prints, and they look interesting for what they are. They're very striking and they're very different. But I'd much rather take a big wavy Yoshitoshi line over something sort of dead straight like that. I'm also speaking from the point of view of a carver's perspective. You cut three, so one L, one in the middle, and one further down. I haven't heard of that. It wouldn't surprise me if that is a method. One thing I have seen, and I've never tried it myself, but Laura Boswell has done in the past is to, and I've seen Terry McKenna, the Australian guy, the Mokuhanga school. They roll the paper out onto the registration marks, but I have no idea how that works. I've never printed anything too big. A 22-inch rocket. But let me know. Do post post on Instagram and let us know how it works. I'd be interested to know if 3 Kentos did work. I would say over. Do you print very large batches when you do a set of prints, Ben? Or I suppose if registration started to creep a little bit, having that sort of central one would make it slightly more awkward to adjust. But that being said, if you're using ply or this laminated cherry, it shouldn't be too much of an issue over a larger, over a shorter batch. Yeah, the only as well. Yeah, yeah, it would work. I've never printed anything that large though. Does it when you print something that big? Is there any risk of the paper sagging down into the bottom? Lightweight paper. Yeah, I've also seen a Chinese method where they would nail the stack of prints to a board. So I don't have any sheets of paper near me. So they'd have your block set in place on a table, and then all your paper nailed over here with a big long margin, and they just flip the sheet over, print it, tear it off the nails, flip the sheet over, tear it off the nails and stuff. 45 2 impressions. Yeah, you shouldn't have an issue with registration creep in there at all, Ben. 2 impressions. You're not adding a ton of water to the block. Your prints don't have like crazy huge. You're not printing like a 22-inch background colour on it. Yeah, I can't see that you're going to have an issue there. But the sagging down it, well, that's assuming that there is areas of sagging. But like George said, leaving a sort of smoothed off island to catch the paper. This piece of wood really is rock hard. My knife's like blunting up in about 45 minutes. Oh, Western Ink and Heavy, oh yeah. Yeah, you'll be fine then. We've got 5 minutes left. Unfortunately, I don't have anything for a show and tell, as I'm currently printing. So there's nothing printing wise to show you. I can't show you images of what I saw today, but we will see it being traced, which I assume is okay. Hopefully the photograph and stuff gets sent over to me fairly soon, and I can get going on that. Right, so as we've got quite a lot done today. And we're so much more efficient when I stream. So, we've got pretty much everything bar face and hand done. But I'll get that finished in the next couple of days, and then we can start working on the calligraphy and stuff. I'll be back Thursday. That's what we'll be doing. We'll be carving on this. I can't see that I'm going to have the images to start tracing and stuff yet, so we'll get this block finished first, and then we'll move on to Patreon stuff. Thank you everyone for joining in and sticking with me. Thank you for the good conversation, and I will see you all again on Thursday, same time. Stay safe and take care, everyone. Bye.